Hello, this is going to be a guide for City in the Cliffs Nightmare Hardcore. This is a new DLC campaign map that only came out just yesterday. A lot of people seem to be struggling with it. There's not really anything sort of guide on the forums, only really to survival here. So I figured I'd put one out. Should help at least a few people. The time's kinda tight here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start. You want to put 2 harpoons there in front of the crystal, both facing the same way. Of course, collect all of the chests. These two you want again near the crystal, but alongside each other, rather than in front of each other. Oh, and I should mention, you might notice me lagging a little bit. I'm having a bit of a problem with my PSU at the moment. It shouldn't be too bad though. And the first one goes in the corner, again the other one right behind it. Here will also be 2 in a row. And then switch to EV. Here you want a 4 DU wall going up to that cactus. So reflect beam, 1 DU, just in front of the harpoons. Reflect beam here as well, again just in front of the harpoons. This sort of goes on top of the hill. Don't put it up there, put it there. 3 DU wall. Free DU wall. And again another 3. You don't need to worry about wyverns on the first wave as they don't start coming until the second wave. Make sure you switch back to your countess, or squire, whatever you're using to build. You will need the active bonus. And I suggest using either a companion cube or a genie just to upgrade these walls in the first wave. You'll also need to check on the south wall, and sometimes this only happens in the first wave. Sometimes a goblin will come up here, go around here, and it will go over and hit that crystal. Don't know why that happens, it's literally only in the first wave that one goblin goes that way. And it doesn't happen every time. So you'll kind of need to run from here and back where I just was, repairing, upgrading, as there's nothing to kill off the spiders yet. And nothing to help with the warriors or the kobolds. You'll notice you do get a lot of mana. It's because the mini ogres drop just as much mana as the full size ogres. It is important to get all the walls up to 3 star, and later the buff beams, which I'll show you where to place. With that last one dead, gonna switch back to EV. time to get most of the buff beams down, if not all of them. Make sure you get the wall and both harpoons. Again, 60U, wall and both harpoons. Same here as well. Don't do what I did and place that harpoon too far back. That back one needs to be here. I will change that later. Here, this one doesn't go through the wall, you just simply want a 4DU like that. Now back to countess for the Wyvern harpoons. Place one here, facing the crystal. Takes care of most of the Wyverns, in case it gets webbed however. Place one here, facing the same direction. Make sure it doesn't angle over that way or that way, or else it will be distracted. Here you want one facing that way, and one facing that way. That covers all the spiders and all the Wyverns. You generally don't want to be at this crystal in the combat phases, as it just does draw other spiders, Jinn, ogres and warriors to that side, and you really don't want that. Again, just focus this wave repairing, upgrading. You mostly want to upgrade the walls, and the Wyvern harpoons, and the buff beams. I'm going to switch to monk. In total, placing 3 ensnare ores. Place this one slightly over there, depending on your tower radius. You don't want it too far over here, otherwise a Jinn will desummon it from back here, out of the loss of the harpoons. This one just placed so it covers the harpoons as well. That one's easy to place. Third and final one there. Okay, there's a couple more harpoons to place and one of them to fix where I showed you. This one's very important. Make sure it doesn't face down there whatsoever. Just those harpoons, and in that general direction to cover spiders and wyverns. And it's protected itself from spiders by these harpoons. That's basically the entire build. I sometimes put a reflect up here just for the last DU. It helps slightly. I would recommend doing that. These 4 harpoons here, you can actually get all of them in a 4DU buff beam. I really recommend that when you're doing this survival, but for this it's not too important and you are kind of limited on time. I'm lagging, so I'm just going to reset my recording. Now I've reset that, hopefully that helps. Okay, apparently it didn't. Yeah, as I said, I'm having a problem with my PSU and it's causing horrible lag, especially when I'm recording. But at least I showed you the entire build before the lag kicked in. I might just cut this section, we'll see. Okay guys, due to the lag, I'm just going to cut the recording here. Stats wise, I first did this with around 1.2k tower damage on the countess, 1.4k tower HP on the EV, and around 700 stats on the monk. From doing this a couple of times, I now have 1.7k tower HP on the EV, and 1.6k tower damage on the countess. From here on I would like to record the rest, but due to the lag I'm just not able to. Spend this next wave with a genie, and again upgrade absolutely everything to the 3 stars. Avoid going to that west crystal unless you absolutely need to during the combat phase. As I said, it does cause more trouble than it's worth. For the most part, the south and west are absolutely fine, don't need much wave. You generally want to hang around in the east area, and after this next wave, so that you're on wave 11, switch to your guardian of choice. I would recommend a Huntress Guardian. And good luck. Feel free to add me on Steam if you have any questions about this build. And I will put the stats that I had in the description of this video. Apologies for the lag, and I will hopefully do this video again once my system is sorted. Thank you, bye.